Hi everyone, hope to encourage you today. I've been encouraged reading in Numbers 20 about Moses, and they're in the wilderness and he's leading them from obviously the slavery in Egypt into the promised land. And the wilderness, there's no water for the people to drink, and they're grumbling and moaning and very miserable. And he goes into the presence of God, he goes into the tabernacle, the tent, and he encounters the glorious presence. He falls down and he hears God saying, "Go and speak to the rock over there. Just speak to it and water will gush out, enough for everyone and all the animals to drink." And the thing that struck me about this is that he has just encountered the glorious love of God and the presence of God, and he's come out and somehow he's just revealed something of his heart, because he's not pouring out love on the people. He is showing a bit of anger and a bit of frustration, and he says, "Listen, you rebels," he shouted at them, "must we bring you water from this rock?" And it just reminded me of how much sometimes, even though we have been given so much in that we have the Spirit of God in us because of what Jesus has done on the cross, there is still that default position where we can go into the old ways of doing things, the old nature, the old humanness of that's still in us, and take control and react to a situation the way we think we should react. And it's an encouragement to lean into him, lean into the Spirit, yield to him, and just go his way. The Spirit of God is working in us and changing us all the time. And you can just see, Moses didn't have what we had. He didn't have the presence of God in him. He could go and meet with God. But it shows how he was just had so much in his heart that overtook exactly what God had wanted him to do. And so when he struck the rock with his staff, it's like he'd reverted to the old way of doing it. And God had so much more for him. Just to be able to speak to a rock and it would be pouring out enough water for everyone. And it just reminded me of how much God has for us, that when we allow him to do it his way in us, it's so much better. And it's so much more glorious and wonderful. So I hope that encourages you today.